Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil, Phil's Van Life Tours. Hope you're all having a great week. It's absolutely stunning. I'm in lovely Wales again, North Wales. Just give you a quick view. Just in Penzance, because they put the height barriers up at Abergele. I wanted to go on there, give you a view that way. It's really beautiful. I stayed on Horseshoe last night, and I'm going to start this video off with a positive, because here's a bit of a negative. Something's happened to the van again. In fact, shall I tell you that first? Right, we'll start on the negative, then we'll go to the positive. Negative is, you know, in a couple of previous videos back, only happened like 2 weeks ago. Me suspension strut on the left passenger side, on this side here, came up into the passenger, you know, into the well. My friend fixed it, Jay, so thanks for doing that, mate. It's gone again. It's literally gone again. It was rattling on the motorway coming up to Wales, and it happened just outside Llangollen. It just popped right out again. And I'm like, what do we do here now? I'm in Wales. I'm not getting breakdown for it. I know you can drive. It's not recommended, but you can drive with it still, because you've still got your main suspension, you know, your big spring. So my friend said, look, you can drive with it, but just don't go mad, and just watch out on bumps and stuff, you know. So I've got to take it easy. So I thought I'd start off with that one anyway. So I booked in with one of these mechanics. It's a what's it, Digi Mechanic or something? Digi Mechanic. It's like an online mechanic thing. So you put your job in, and then you wait for a mechanic to get in touch. But I've actually had to pay for it as well. It's £133 for the job, which is 100 quid labour for somebody, because I know the part's 33 quid. And I'm still waiting. I put it in about 2-3 p.m. yesterday, and it's 12 o'clock now, and I haven't had any response on the online thing. I put it to Rill, because I stayed at the Horseshoe last night, and I've just drove down to the coast now. And it's, you know what, it's been fine. It's been fine, just over bumps. You can hear a knock, because obviously it's loose and it's rattling around. I mean, I wouldn't chance it for more than a few days, you know. But it will drive, which is good. So I'm not too bothered about it. But why has it happened again so soon? Now, we don't know if it's because of the tyres. I mean, this has got extra large tyres on it. The guy put some, Rob put some tyres on. And they do rub now and again. We know when you do a full lock on your turning, they do rub on the, what's the name? On the, what was it called? The arches. Well, only a little bit when you're on a full lock. Apart from that, they're okay, and it hires the actual driving experience, hires the van up. I mean, I'll show you in a minute anyway. So that's the negative. I've got that out of the way. I was going to start on the positive. The positive is, guys, all my electrics are absolutely fantastic, guys. I took it back into the garage on Monday, yesterday. Ian fixed it straight away. Within 5 minutes, he just grounded it to the door. I'll show you anyway. I'll take you to the back and show you, so you can show the electronics. Yeah, so here we go. So there's my electronic system now. It's tidied up all these cables, and this is the earth that you put in. So it's put this negative earth to here on the chassis. So that's now I'm getting a full 400 to 500 watts coming from the ignition, because it's got a DC to DC fitted. And he's also put this in, this little Victron charger. He's upgraded the other one. It was only a 10 amp, you see, so that's a 30 amp. Is that right? Yeah, 30 amp. Also, the solar wasn't wired up properly. The wire was loose, so he's tightened that up. And I'm getting 150 watt solar today. So I'm getting really good solar, guys. Just shut the van up. Let's take you back in the front. Oh God, it's stunning. Let's have a little look at this sea. There's no wind today neither. Well, not much anyway. It's nice here. Obviously you got the Ross up that way, that little home there. There's the van. Yeah, that's the wheels, yeah. So these are the wheels. As you can see, they're not standard. They're huge, humongous things, you know. There's a lot of girth on them. and they've got really good tread, so I don't really want to change them over, you know. But what we're going to do about this this strut keep coming out. Oh, I'm locked out. That's the thing with this van, you have to lock the front, lock the cab up. Let's get on the seat again. Oh, it's beautiful out here today. Yeah, so you have to lock the cab to get to access to the sliding door or the back door, because it used to be a delivery van, so it's got like a magnetic, showing you, look, like a little magnetic lock that opens up, so it's anti-drill, so it's good that, so you know, it's extra security, isn't it? You know, people, it'd be hard to, I mean, you could still probably break into it, but it'd be a lot harder than a standard lock. Oh, my hair's growing a bit now. I just realised I need to get that cut at some point. Yeah, so today's video, the content is going to be, I'm going to do I've been on the road now exactly this week, 8 months since June last year. I've been full-time in the van. I didn't hand my keys until end of November, early December, I think it was. Yeah, the first week of December 25, I handed the actual keys in, so I still had a house, but I wasn't staying there. I was staying there like one day a week just to get a bath and charge my batteries up. So yeah, I've pretty much been full-time since June, and that's 8 months on the road, guys. I've done my first winter on my own, solo, living in the van, and I just wanted to talk to you about how's it been, you know, give you like an update of like how I got through the first winter, because there was ups and downs. I mean, I'd travelled quite a bit. I went to Ireland for New Year's, and then I went to Scotland straight after Ireland. Travelled around quite through the cold periods. The diesel heater I had to get serviced, that was 700 quid. I know, a lot of money. It was one of them Eastpacker ones in the other van, Polly, which was great, but she broke down in Ireland, and the job was only just bodged up really, just to get me back home. We put a new tensioner on to get me back to England, and then when I went to Scotland, the pulley wheel, the bearing had gone in it, so that broke down. I had to get it on the Tommy tow truck twice. So I broke down in Ireland, broke down in Scotland, and now I've pretty much broke down in Wales now, so I've got the trio. Just got to do England now, and then it's all four, isn't it? I've got to laugh, you know. It should get sorted. Like I say, I'll put it on this online place, and if I can't, no one responds, I'll put like availability today, tomorrow and Friday, you know, because we're on Tuesday today, I wasn't recording this. And yeah, so that's what's going to be in this video. So you're going to be looking at my ugly mug in this cab, or I might go and sit on the rocks or something and talk to you. Yeah, right, yeah, I'll put you on the dashboard, then you can see, because I do talk with my hands quite a lot as well, and you can see like me and me talking with my hands as well. Watch me not be able to do anything now. Right, yeah, so I'll start off with when I first went out. So I picked the van up like March, and I didn't ease my way, you know, directly. I didn't do full-time straight away. I started off doing like, you know, like weekend warriors, doing 2 or 3 nights in places, and then a couple of nights at home. But by the second or third day when I was back home, I was just getting itchy feet, you know, and I just wanted to get out again and get exploring different areas, and you know, and yeah, so that's how I started off, and it eased my way into it. And after a few months, I just thought, sod it. I just thought, sod this. I prefer it living in the van, and that was with the previous van, Polly. So started off, it was the summer, so June. Oh, we had a beautiful summer. I mean, it started from like last April, and then beautiful weather. Now and again, I'd go on to Shell Island. I think I went about 10 times last year. It is one of my favourite campsites in the UK and in Europe, probably. You know, it's the largest campsite in Europe, Shell. You can't beat it. It's brilliant for families, you know. Don't tend to go on in the holidays. Last day off in holidays, I'll go and hide. I've done my bringing up children, you know, until my granddad, hint, to my oldest daughter. She's 30 now, but she's got a brilliant career. She works as a social worker. She's actually just got a manager's position as a social worker, and she's doing a degree. She passes out this year as well. In fact, all my kids pass out. All 4 are at uni, and I'm really blessed to have 4 very intelligent, clever kids. So my oldest daughter's 30 and I keep hinting at her to make me a granddad, but it happens when it happens, doesn't it? She's put a career first, which is a wise choice, you know. I was the opposite. I started at 19, you know, my first one at 19, and then a year later Dominic 20, and then obviously that relationship broke down and I got with Deborah, and then I had two with Deborah, Caitlin and David. So that's a bit of history on me. So if you're new to the channel, anyway, I'm Phil and I'm living full time in my van now. I've just upgraded my van. Yes, I've had a few teething problems and a few niggles, but I'm now fully off grid electric wise. All I have to pay out now is fuel and diesel, and obviously keep the van maintained and stuff, you know. So that's great, you know. Since yesterday I've got solar coming in now at 150 watt. I'm charging my Jackery now off the main battery, which is at 86% on a 280 amp hour. So when I do half an hour's driving a day, that'll be enough to last, you know, putting my TV on and things like that at night. TV, fridge, even the ovens as electric for the timer and stuff. Just about a 20-30 minute drive, and the rest will be done by the solar powers in the summer. In the winter I'll probably just have to do a bit more driving. I mean, it was fine. I was totally off grid in Polly, to be honest, from the ex-prison van, and I do sort of miss her a bit. She was dead reliable. She was brilliant van. She's gone to a friend now who was made homeless, so you know, he's got somewhere to live. Yeah, so as I was saying, so one of my favourite places was like Shell Island, but there's so many places that I visited, I don't know where to start really, to be honest. Southern Ireland was beautiful, you know, right up the northern part, up to Muff. Yeah, Muff. I know. Muff, and right up the northern Wild Atlantic Way we did. Some of the beaches there, they were like you're in Barbados, and I had the place to myself. Yes, it was winter and it was cold. I will definitely be 100% be returning at some point this year to Ireland and to Scotland, because Scotland as well, wow. I was just really wowed when I went, as soon as I got past like Edinburgh and Glasgow, heading into like up into the what's it called, the Highlands of Scotland there. When I got to that Glencoe, and you got huge mountains with snow on the tops and stuff. Have a look, guys. If you're new to the channel, go back for my videos. There's quite a lot of videos. There's probably about 120 videos of my van life now. So anyway, yeah. So I'm waffling on like I do. So yeah, so there was so many highlights. Cornwall, St. Ives, the beach there was absolutely like being in Spain. It was just like being in Spain, and it was one of the hottest days. And a shame I didn't go for a swim there. I went twice in the sea last year. I went at Ross-on-Sea, Carnarvon I went in as well. It was beautiful on the hottest day of the year. I just needed to cool down, you know. And anyway, I was talking about the winter, getting through winter. Now, we didn't have a really cold winter, and what I will say is having that diesel heater was a life changer. You know, if I didn't have that diesel heater in the van, and I was just struggling with just like leaving, like, I don't know, using the cooker hobs or one of them little portable gas little things that you put the canisters in, you know, the propane canisters, then I probably would have really struggled. But having a really good diesel heater, leaving it on low overnight, was a game changer. It was fantastic. You know, I woke up and sometimes I was sweating. It was -5 outside, and I'm sweating inside the van. You just make sure you leave your windows open, you know, about 10-20 mil on each side, so you've got an airflow, which I don't need to mess with in this one, because it's got the Maxi fan, should I say, which I just leave on low overnight, and that sucks in the air and creates a nice little airflow in the van. And it's great from cooking. I can whack it up to full, and this, that and the other, so it's brilliant, this van. So yeah, the winter, so yeah, it was 1 or 2 days. It was more, well, not when it was like icy. I mean, no, you can't really do much. It was more when it was like miserable. It was raining all day, you know, cold and damp. And what could I do? You know, I tried to do something. I still got that. Still smashed all my videos. Got quite a lot of videos out for you guys and for myself. But there was days where you just got a bit fed up. You're doing the same thing. You got constantly, you go into a shop pretty much every day to get replace your supplies. Because I just had a cool box then, which wasn't really plugged in. It was just didn't need to be plugged in with it being winter. I just used to buy a bag of ice a day. I used to have a mixer at night as well, some drinks. But it was great for cooling everything else down, and your food last 2 or 3 days. But I actually made it part, and it still is part of my routine, is to go to a shop at least once a day, which is good for me mental health as well. Now, that's what I was going to touch on first, and I might just pause it just for a second whilst I get me breath back and get a drink, and then I'll come back on. Right, yeah, guys. Yeah, mental health. Yeah, I've been a long-term sufferer with depression and anxiety. I don't think I'm depressed anymore, unless I've just got used to feeling low. I really don't. Most of the times I'm quite positive and buzzy, and I feel quite well, in myself that way. It's mainly my anxiety. Now, I've suffered with anxiety since I was a kid, which develops into panic attacks. If you've ever had those, I don't wish them on my worst enemy. I really don't. I was really, really, really bad with panic attacks, and it wasn't really talked about, when I was a child. Probably had them from about the age of 13, my first one, and it absolutely scared me to death. And to the point where, fear, bullies and stuff, and getting bullied when I was a kid, used to make me anxiety through the roof, and I wouldn't leave the house for a couple of days because I'm scared of the bully coming to get me again, and that played on me quite a lot. So I don't know if any of that had anything to do with it. And also, I was unfortunate enough, my own silly fault, when I was very young. I haven't been in trouble for over 20 years with the law, with the police, but I got done for cashing them notes that had beards on, and I got sent to prison, and I got 6 months in prison, and I did half of that 3 months. I think I've spoke about it before in one of my previous videos. And whilst I was actually in prison, there was a little mini riot on the wing that I was on in Forest Bank, over the phones, and I was trapped inside my cell, and people were lighting fires. I started having these panic attacks in there as well. I felt trapped, just trapped, confined. I couldn't get out. You're locked up anyway, that's part of your punishment, but when these fires going off and you're trapped, was not a nice experience. Anyway, luckily, some of the lads got me off. They got me out. They got these ladders off the roof, and they smashed the doors in and started letting people out. It only lasted like a day, and then I was released a couple of weeks later. I went strange ways after, because I was put down the block, because anger came out of me, because of one, the phones, you couldn't hear on the phones, and two, because I had these panic attacks, it brought out a bit of anger in me. Anyway, so that was the start of it, and then I didn't go on medication till about 2000. I did go on one spell of medication, I do lie, in 2000. I was very depressed after losing, pretty much losing the kids. Yes, when you split up with somebody, you're a weekend dad. And I was madly in love with a girl, and she'd done the dirty on me and slept with someone behind my back. And it just fizzled out anyway. The relationship fizzled out, but it took me a long while to get over that, and I did get depressed, and I was on some sort of serotonin replacement, like a liquid it was, I can't remember the name of it. So that's where my mental health where I started having to have medication. And then I had a proper mental breakdown. I can laugh about it now. Was it early 2007 or 2008, around about that time? I was working for myself. I was working doing eBay from home, because I've always worked from home. I've not worked for anybody since 2003, again because of my illness, which I was hiding from everybody, and it wasn't talked about. It wasn't like a manly thing to talk about mental health then, and I was having these panic attacks when I was briefing staff on, because I was at the Trafford Centre, and they had 127 staff to manage or something like that, and they had to do like a presentation and speak to them. This was part of me training or something. I've been there a year, and they wanted me to do public speaking. Now, me having anxiety, public speaking is a no-no, but I didn't want to talk about it, so I ended up going off anyway. Long story short, I went off with stress, and that's when I started working for myself. I started, eBay was brilliant at the time. You could buy anything from the car boot and sell it on eBay for 10 times, 20 times, 30 times as much, you know. Started selling on there, was doing quite well. That was before I had my t-shirt business, and before that I had a burger van as well for a bit. So then I worked for myself then since 2003, and I had this, I can't remember what caused it, that was a long time ago, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is I went on like proper strong medications then for my anxiety, because I went agoraphobic, and I don't know what that means. It means a fear of leaving the house, a fear of the marketplace, a fear of going in shops, a fear of being trapped. It's weird. It's a weird phobia to describe. Only people that have been through it or have seen somebody go through it will understand, you know, what agoraphobia is and how it develops. It usually starts from panic disorder, and that can then panic attacks then can develop into panic disorder, where you avoid certain places and certain people and this, that, and the other, even phone calls. You know, that gets to the point where you can't do that. And it's absolutely disabling. You know, not being able to leave your house, not able to go to the shop. It's so sad, you know, and having to put a brave face on to try and keep it away from the children when they're young, you know, because you don't want it to affect them, you know, with your mental health and stuff. So you just put that brave mask face on, and sometimes you just have to grip it, and you know, your hands are sweaty and you're palming and you're breathing and your heart palpitations and stuff. You know, it's disgusting. But luckily, and if anyone is suffering at the moment, do go and speak to your doctor. You know, it's never been a better time to talk about mental health, especially men's mental health. You know, we try and keep things bottled in, and guys, it doesn't work. Girls, it doesn't work. Go and speak to your doctor. Get on the right medication. You know, you might not need to be on it forever, just as give you that relief, and it does. You know, I got onto mirtazapine, which I still take today, and it just turns it down a few notches, you know, your anxiety. Because sometimes when I could bring the panic attacks on myself, in the end, they didn't get to, like, you know, like in a shop or a supermarket where you've got to go, oh God, I'm having a funny turn, and I've got to leave. I was just bringing them on myself. The more I talked about it, the more it was getting worse, and I was trying to deal with it in my head, to the point where, you know, I was just sat in my bed one day, and I just couldn't leave my bed for like 3 or 4 days. That was the worst point. And it was just thoughts going round and round in my head. You know, I'm so glad that I've had relief from that now. And it does take a while. It does take a while for the medication to kick in and start working properly. And yeah, oh God, it was tough. So anyway, so I suffer really bad, and I still do now. I suffer with mental health, mainly anxiety and panic disorder and agoraphobia, which is great where I've got a van, because I can run back to my shelter and feel safe. You know, your safe place, which is your house, innit? Your safe place, even your bedroom sometimes. And then what I did is I sort of challenged myself. Thought, right, I can't live like this. I want to get out, I want to do stuff. So I got into cycling so I could get on my bike, but at least then I could, if I started having a panic attack, I could just literally let the adrenaline, burn the adrenaline off by cycling. And I got some major relief from getting into some exercise. So exercise is absolutely fantastic for mental health as well. So course of medications, trying to exercise is brilliant, and eat well as well, starting to eat clean, drinking plenty of fluids, that helps as well. So I'm quite stable now. I just take 20 mil of mirtazapine, which isn't the highest dose. I've brought it down myself daily at night, and that helps brilliant with sleep. And it just stops your overthinking. You know, sometimes you can sit up at night and you put your head on the pillow and your head won't shut up, and you just overthink the same thing until you're trying to work things out, and it doesn't work, does it? And until you're actually physically, you know, and mentally just exhausted, and then you'll fall asleep at like 7-8 o'clock in the morning, and you've got to get up at 10 to work. Oh, nightmare. But like I say, gladly I don't suffer as bad as I used to anymore. I still get days, and I still get them in the van where I just don't want to speak to anybody, or don't want to speak to anyone on the phone, don't want to do this. But, you know, they tend to be lesser days, you know, like once, twice a month now. I get a bit like that, maybe. Most of the time, like I say, it helps when the sun's shining, doesn't it? It's brilliant. So, yeah, I mean, I've talked quite in depth there about my mental health. And that's another reason why I got the van eventually. I mean, it was something that me and my late partner, I lost my partner in 2020 as well. I've mentioned this on a few videos, quite a lot, you know, Debbie. God bless it, it was 6 years in May this year. I lost her, she was only 40, I know, the kids lost her mum, you know, and it was a tough time. I don't know how I got through it, but I did. I'm here. You know, that first year was terrible, it really was. I just wanted to join her, to be honest with you. I did, I got, you know, pretty bad. But I got myself through it. I did it all on my own as well. I didn't, well, a little bit of support. I started going to a group, men's mental health group in called the Lads Den in Earlham, Kelly's of Earlham there. Still on that. I think it's on a Monday night if anyone's interested. You just turn up. And it's a brilliant, you wouldn't think, you don't actually talk about mental health and stuff, you just talk about general life and general problems, Easter, Christmas, what you do, what you're doing, and it's alright, with a right laugh. I enjoyed that, and that helped quite a lot, you know. So I did get some sort of therapy, and then just self-help, you know, getting out on my bike, exercising, eating well, you know, trying to keep myself entertained and stuff, and I got through it. And then, you know, I got that first van and I toured, everyone wanted to go everywhere, you know, I was like a kid in a sweet shop. First thing you do when you get a van is like, you probably visit places you visited before, you know, because you're familiar with them places, or places where you took the kids when they were younger, and things like that. God, that wind's picking up a little bit now. It's still beautiful though. It's probably the hottest day of the year so far. It's probably about 14, 15 degrees. It's too hot for this. I'm going to put a t-shirt on in a minute. Yeah, so I've talked quite in depth there. So I mean, I still suffer with mental health, and you know, I'm actually classed as, if I've got a blue badge if I wanted to, but I don't tend to use it. I'm on personal independent. I do get PIP. That's the only benefit that I'm on at the moment is PIP, because I do a bit of part-time trading and this, that, and the other, and I'm quite sufficient. I save quite a lot of money, and luckily I'm quite clever. I taught myself, that was one of the things I did, I threw myself into work. I did like a degree in trading, but not accredited one. I did it myself. I taught myself through reading about 10, 11 trading books, watching the charts every day, watching every other YouTuber you can name, until I found the best ones, the ones that the more consistent traders and consistent chartists. And I taught myself TA, which is technical analysis of the charts, and I can read the charts. Everything happens in like tides. Everything happens in cycles, like a sine wave. You know, tide comes in, tide comes out. So they have a business cycle which runs, I think there's one that runs every 4 years, and there's one that runs every 12 years. And if you know how these charts work, and you can go back in history to when they were first digitalised, because they used to run on a tape, they used to call it reading the tape, the ticker tape. You know, I'm talking stock market like Wall Street, you know, and things like this. So, and I got into crypto. You know, everyone, crypto, let's make money quick, you know. And I lost a hell of a lot of money. I lost every time. I was a rubbish trader until I learned the charts. And the only way to learn the charts is by time on charts. It's by watching the patterns form, watching the fractals. Like, you know, like when you get in the sea and you get little wave pools and little channels that form, and you'll know where a channel is now. They shift around a little bit, but they'll always follow the same sort of channel. Same thing in the charts, you know. If you ever want to learn it, don't. It was 2 years of absolute hell. I was on it from 6 in the morning till 10 at night. I threw myself into it. It was something to do. I wanted to get good at trading. And you know what? It's only the last 12, 18 months that I've got very good at trading. Whereas I don't trade anymore because I don't need to. I don't day trade anyway. I don't need to swing trade. You know, I'm comfortable. I only take from the market what I need to survive. So anyway, I started saving up, and it was whilst I was out in Polly, my other van, I started doing a little bit of trading, and I was only probably trading like twice a week. I'd set up my thing and I'd get in, I'd see what the charts were doing, I'd predict which way it was going and what was more probable. So it's not like gambling, because it's more, if something's up at all-time highs and all the RSIs are diverging, I mean, you won't understand this, but I mean, and then you've seen this same pattern before and it's up at the top, so I'm not going to be buying. I don't buy on when it's green, you know, been green forever. That's when I'll be looking to sell a position. Anyway, you buy low and you sell high. So I got in the stock markets as well, Bitcoin, and I just started winning. I just started winning trading, you know, rather than losing, because I was using these futures and where you can borrow off the exchange. Don't ever do it, guys. But if you do, very minimal. 3x. 3x is the max I'll ever use on a leverage trade. So you get in, and a top tip for you guys as well, I think everybody should have a little bit of Bitcoin, or everybody, young or old, should put 10% of what they earn or what you get into stocks and shares. I know banks are starting to let you do it now, try it through the bank, but if you want to get into crypto, don't do it. Not without learning a few basics. But I will give you a tip. Bitcoin's hit its all-time high for this cycle last October. Just let that train go past. Now, if history repeats, and it might not, but the last 3 times on the 4-year cycle, round about October to December this year, 2026, is going to be the best time to buy some Bitcoin. It's going to be the end of the bear market, I believe, the end of this year. Same with the stock market. The stock market's starting to turn over now, and it looks like it's going to correct. I'm actually in a very big position short. I'm 100,000 short on the S&P, and I'm looking to get... I'm on 3x leverage, so I'm only putting 20 grand, but no, 33. But I'm 100,000 short. I'm quite in profit at the moment because I got in right at the top, but I'm leaving that for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, probably about May, and then I'll look at closing that position. And I can see a 15-20% correction on the S&P 500. That's all the top American tech stocks. So I'm into tech stocks. I made a killing on the wall announcements. I always do, because everyone panic sells, don't know what's coming on, fear, uncertainty and doubt, and then they get back in, and then they think, oh no, they sell, and they all panic sell, and it triggers everyone's stop losses, and then I'm just hunting for that wick at the bottom, see it come in, bam, get in, making money. And that's when you can day trade, when there's news like that. There was a flash crash last November, December was it, where some of the big companies sold off just after a Trump announcement again, something to do with the tariffs. And then the altcoins dived about, some of them haven't recovered at all, some of them are down 80-90%. That's why I don't tend to trade altcoins anymore, and I wouldn't recommend any. The only 2 I'd recommend again is Solana and Ethereum. But I did actually make a good killing, because I know how some of them bounce after one of these flash crashes, and I'd seen 2 previously. So this was like, I was on the computer at the right time, I went in large, and Doge was down 76%, started bouncing, and it was bouncing quick. I started off, put 2 grand, I've always put a low position in first, so it was 2 grand. Instantly, I was at 2,500, instant. So I just added. Anyway, I doubled my account. From, what was it, about 12,000 to 22,000 in an hour and a half, something like that. Yeah, serious. I got out, doubled my account, got out, and it even went up even more. It went up another 20-30%. I could have made a bloody fortune, but I was happy. It was a bit of a gamble. I did take a bit of a gamble trade, that was. It was very risky. I was all in, which I don't need to do now, thankfully. Anyway, I'm talking about trading. That's what I do now for a living. That is what I do for a job. I trade whilst I'm in the van, but I probably do it a couple of hours a week, that's it. Actually trading. The rest of it, you know, every night I'm catching up with the news, seeing what's going on in the world with the wars and stuff. Spending about 2-3 hours a day learning and, you know, seeing what's coming. So I rarely set my computer up to look at charts now, because I know what they do. I know the patterns and this, that and the other. Very, very, very hard hobby. You know, you really need to be quite smart to do it, and it will take you a while, because you've got to get yourself out of, and this is one massive tip if you ever think of doing it, it's not a gamble. You're not gambling. You're not going to the casino and putting on red or black. You're working out from looking at the charts. You're working out probabilities. Now, if it's more probable, and you can actually get books that tell you the probabilities of different chart patterns on Bitcoin, which is very useful when you're starting off. Because if you get something that's like a 70, 76, 80% probability of going up, then that's a good trade. And if you take that trade and it goes up, then you're in the money, you know. And Bitcoin can move a hell of a lot more than stocks and shares. Stocks and shares, you're like, oh, come on, it's like the turtle. Whereas Bitcoin can move, you know, it's very volatile. It can move 30, 40% in a day sometimes, you know. It really can, especially to the downside on the bear market, but it's very volatile. Anyway, enough about trading. Van life, back to van life, yeah, that's it. But anyway, that's how I funded Mono. Oh, let me have a quick pause and I'll come back on anyway. About 10 seconds of pause forward then. I've got it all in my head now. Right, anyway, change the subject. My van. I've actually named. Still going to call it her. Men do, don't they? She's called Mono. So my other one was called Poly, which is basically plays more than once. It's to do with synthesizers because I love synths. It's one of my hobbies. Mono is a mono synth. And I was playing on my little Korg Mono. I thought, oh, that's a good name. And it sort of goes with the flow, doesn't it? Poly. I've had Poly, and I've got Mono. I don't know what the next one is going to be called, guitar or something, but I don't know. So it's Mono. So I've named the band Mono. Yeah, and she's a bugger. She is. She keeps kicking her heels and breaking little bits and bobs and needing fixing, but that's van life, innit? You know, I've not had the van just over a month, and she's had the skylight went. That nearly flew off on the motorway. The shock absorber's gone twice. Is there anything else? Oh, the ABS lights come on. Apart from that, fantastic. Oh, and the cupboard fell off. But I just, you know, that's part of van life. Things are gonna break, and things will need repairing. You know, I got myself a drill last year, and I've actually used it. I'm not very good with it. I can just about put a self-tap it in. So I've got a drill in the back, and I'm starting to build like a small toolkit. You know, I've got a socket set, I've got the drill, a couple of spanners, and I'm going to build it up to get a nice, decent, you know. So I start doing a bit of DIY, because you can't rely on other people all the time for these jobs when you're in a van full time. So yeah, so I've talked about my mental health, I've talked about how I fund my lifestyle, and that now how do I feel. So since I got the van and started doing van life, my mental health has improved tenfold. Honestly, guys. You know, getting out, having to go in a shop every day, it's now just becomes part and parcel. Now I say this now, but sometimes I still can get a bit anxious. You know, I do have anxiety days where I don't want to do a shop run, and I'll just put my head down and just get what I need quickly and get out of there. Whereas other days I can spend 20 minutes, half an hour in the middle aisles on holiday, going through everything, having a proper look. But I suffer with that, you know, sometimes where everything's too much in supermarkets nowadays, isn't there? And you're like this, and your head's trying to work stuff out, and that can make your heart race, which then can bring on a panic attack. So I usually plan what I'm getting before I go in the shop. I still do that. I don't write lists, I just do that anyway. So yeah, so honestly, my mental health's been brilliant. It's just getting out in nature. You know, look where we are now. Just sitting here. I mean, I can sit here for hours. Hours, literally, just watching people seeing the cars come in and out. Looking for things in the water, maybe the odd dolphin. Probably not here, but if you go up to Shell and that, you'll get some dolphins, definitely. And yeah, just put you back on there. No, you don't want to go back now. Right, I'll hold you here anyway. Right, I know I've been waffling on and probably bored a lot of you. Half of you's probably asleep though. Even my camera's gone down to bloody 15%. Yeah, so anyway, I was doing that review. So 8 months in, first winter was okay. I don't think it was mega tough. 1 or 2 days you felt a bit shitty, a bit down, but then you get a nice day. Meeting other vanners as well has been a massive highlight. You know, actually, that's one of the things I was going to mention, is meeting you lovely people. You know, the comments doing this YouTube has really helped me with mental health as well, and the van life. You know, the boredom, the loneliness of it, because you do get, you know, you'll get days where you get lonely, But you'd get days where you're lonely in a house as well, you know, in four walls. You'd probably get more depressed and lonely because you're relying on that TV for entertainment, and, you know, or friends, but a lot of friends are always working or have other commitments, you know, so you can't always get to talk to people. Whereas in the van life, you know, I'm not, this is no word of a lie, because I always worked for myself at home, from home mainly, over the past decade or so. I don't really meet that many people, you know, so now I'm on the road, I'm meeting more people, I'm meeting vanners, some, not everyone's decent, like not everyone's decent living in a house in Sibby Street, but majority, 99.9% of the people I've met have been beautiful, amazing people, and we've got a bit of a community. I've got friends now, you know, I didn't have these friends. I just had like friends that I knew from school, which is a long story as well. I won't go into that today because I think I've got ADHD or something. I got expelled for being a naughty boy from a few schools, so I wasn't schooled in my home area, so only when I was really in my infant, so I never got that high school experience. You know what, then you get your friends for life with your high school friends. What, you probably have about 5 or you can count on your hand when you get older, or less than that, probably 2, probably 1, just yourself. And I didn't get that, so I don't, even in my hometown, people still let on to me and that, but I don't sort of have a big circle of friends. So I've got more friends in the van life community now than I ever would have had doing normal housey stuff, you know. And it's absolutely been brilliant. I've got plans now to, this season I can't wait for Shell Island. I'm going to be on Shell the first week. The weekend's booked up now, guys. I know I was going to book on for the first weekend, 27th of March coming up, and then that's booked. So the week after, the Monday to the Saturday, I'm going to be on there towards the harbour side. If anyone wants to come on and say hello, we'll have a couple of pints in the tavern there. I'm looking forward to that, sitting outside, nice little pint in the sun. Oh yeah, you know, just one or two maybe. I don't really day drink. I like a bit at night, but not in the day. It just tires you out, doesn't it? You know, occasionally when it's a really nice day, you know. But yeah, so I'm going to be on Shell. I'm looking forward to that. Eventually now, you know, I'm quite comfortable money-wise now. I mean, I've got this van which costs quite a bit, and I've got some in reserve as well. Plus, I've got my account that I use, my capital to trade. And also, I mean, I've got a long-term goal on that. My next goal now is to buy some land. I'm actually going to do it. Probably not this year, maybe a year or two. I'm enjoying the van life so much. I don't really want to settle down in one sort of area at the moment. I will probably eventually. I mean, just as a base, just have somewhere as a base. But I'm enjoying the van life, guys. I'm not done Europe yet, which is going to be a big one towards the end of the year. I'm not doing another winter in this UK. I'm just not. I'm going to go over to Spain, do a couple of months there, and then maybe even over to Morocco, into Africa. I've seen a few of the YouTubers over there at the moment doing a tour. It looks absolutely stunning. You know, 25, 26 degrees in January, where we were freezing. So I'm going to do that hopefully this year. And then maybe next year, I might, once we've done a bit of Europe, then I might start looking for some land. I was looking in Southern Ireland, you know, you can, for 50,000, you can get an acre and a half with a building that you can do up even. And you can get grants off the local government to do these old houses up. I mean, because end of the day, so when you pass away, you're going back to earth anyway. You know, your house can be passed on to your kids or whatnot, or to the charity or whatever you want to do. You just got, when you get to over 50, you just realise you've got to start enjoying life, you know. Anyway, I'm absolutely, my mouth's all dry. I'm sick of talking now. So I'll give you one last little look at that view. And then I'm going to pause you for a bit. And I'll come back on. Might come back on later or tomorrow and just carry on. But I think I've waffled on for a long time there. Probably 20 minutes about talking about van life. But anyway, I will leave you on this note. Because I might end the video on the next clip, but I don't know. We'll see. But absolutely fantastic, guys. If you're thinking about it, just do it. No regrets at all. 8 months in, I'm absolutely loving it. You can work remotely. That's what I was going to say. So I've got I'm totally off grid now. I won't need to worry about electric ever again. I've just ordered the Starlink Yeah, I was toying with it, but I'm going to get it. Just because I'm struggling to get these videos uploaded mainly. So when I've got the Starlink, I know it wasn't the fastest upload speeds, but at least it'll be consistent. Whereas it's not really on the phone, especially if you're in Wales and signals are not the best. So that Starlink should be here probably the end of the week. I've just ordered it there to my dad's address in Partington, and then once I get that up and running, I'm gonna try and fit it up to the skylight, put some suckers on it, just sort of stick onto the skylight there, and then just run it off the mains at the back, just plug it in off the inverter mains. I think for now I might get a proper mounting kit eventually. So yeah, I've got Starlink on the way now, so I should be more consistent with these videos, because once we hit this proper summer season, you know, I'll probably be getting a video out every day or every other day, you know, what I get up to, and I will be getting to some nice places, waterfalls and beaches and cafes, and oh god, I can't wait. So yeah, I'll catch us in a bit. Right guys, I've had a bit of a pause, I've got a bit of extra battery now, I've got 20% in it. Just wanted to finish off really, talking about the full-time van life 8 months in, and the pros and cons really. So I've done most of the negative. The cons is, you know, you can get a bit lonely and stuff, and have the odd day where you're a bit fed up, a bit bored, but the two and far in between. The positives are, you know, you can wake up at a different location every day if you wanted to. I mean, that's, some van lifers tend to like to stay in like one place for a couple of weeks, a week or two. I can't do that. 2 or 3 days, 4 days max in one place, and then I'm off. I like to travel a lot. So there's the costs, right? So the cost that I'm actually saving since I give up the house, I've obviously got storage costs, because I've got a lot of music equipment and bits and bobs that I wanted to keep, memories and that from the house. So that stands me at, is it £70 a month, something like that? £70–80 a month. So I've got that cost. Then there's just the general running cost of the vehicle. I mean, I travel a lot, so I'm probably putting £400 or £500 in diesel. Probably a bit more at the moment with the prices, but about £400 or £500 a month in diesel. So £100 for everything else, so £600. I was paying £895 for a 2 down, plus council tax, plus electric, which was ridiculous, and plus gas and your water bills. And obviously your food, it's just the same, because whatever you're eating whilst you're in the van, it's probably what the same you'd be eating at home. You haven't got the only downside is I haven't got a freezer, so you haven't got the luxury. The train's just gone past. You haven't got the luxury of being able to go to like a meat man, get a load of meat from there, portion it out, and then freeze it, so you can like let it out and use it the next day. I mean, you could get a fridge freezer fitted into the van, no problem. I'm just using like a cool box, a 12-volt cool box at the moment, which isn't even plugged in, doesn't need to be, as long as I'm putting ice in there, a bag of ice every day. So I'm buying every day a bag of ice, and then after a couple of days that ice will melt at the bottom, so I have to tip it out. And then I managed fine for that over a year. It works for me. So whatever works for you. So that's sort of your budget. Now, you've always got to have a bit of what they call van funds, which is emergency van funds in case the worst happens, your clutch goes, or whatever happens, your exhaust goes, something like that. So you need to have 2,000 or 3,000 just put away, just in case the worst happens, to cover that. Or have some credit cards on standby, which does help. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I started off, I always had in mind to get a bigger, better van. I just wanted to do it cheap as chips whilst I was trading and using me money as capital, because money makes money in trading. You know, the more you've got, the less you need to risk, and obviously the more you've got, the more your positions can grow or lose. You know, you don't always win. You know, now and again I do have to suffer a loss. You know, I have to take the loss. I think the biggest loss over the last year was to 20,000. 20,000. I got greedy and I left the position open overnight, and it reversed over some news coming in. I didn't get up till late, and I seen it. I was like, wow. It actually bounced back, and I could have got out at break even, but I just took the loss. I got a bit greedy. That's where. Anyway, I'm not talking about trading. Do the van life. I've talked about that already. So having the funds to live on the road. Now, You can do it, even if you're disabled. You know, we talked about mental health. That is a disability. It's an invisible disability. You can do it. It's because before I started earning, over the threshold, then I was claiming it when I first started off. I was getting unemployment support, universal credit, whatever they call it, for my sickness and that. And it probably, that was pretty much paying for half the rent. I had to pay the other half out of my own money. It was only subsidised, but if you're in the van, I think you can do it. Obviously, the biggest outlay is actually getting the van. Now, wouldn't it be brilliant if the government would, let, rather than disability car when you got mobility problems or major mental health, then let people use that mobility PIP money towards rather than a van. And I think you can, and I think there's a few people that actually do it. But if you work in it, you can work all over the country. You can work part-time doing, delivery driver. That's something that I did tend to do a bit of deliveries for the Chinese to bring some extra income in. Not last year, the year before I started professionally trading. So that was one job. These sites you can work on caravan sites themselves, make the gardens, maintenance, in the reception, in the shops. They're always looking for seasonal work, and you can probably come to an agreement where you do three days a week if that's what you want to do, and then the rest you can enjoy the van life. And this place at Shell Island, they're advertising at the moment for people. You can live on there basically in your camper whilst you're working, earning money, and then when you're on your off days, you can bugger off in the van. Best of both worlds. Obviously, with the internet now, you've got remote learning. Remote learning, remote teaching if you're a teacher. I don't know why I just said that. So there's that. You can do that on the road. If you're a chef, you can be a chef. There's loads of jobs you can do remotely. I know a lot of stuff is done by even remote internet. If that's your field, there's jobs that you can do if you're still working. But if you're retired or semi-retired, one of you is retired, then it's even better, isn't it? It's even better. I'm pretty blessed, to be honest. I've been through some terrible years, really have, where I've not left the house for months on end. So I believe that, this is all the suffering I've had over the years. This is like my payback now, so I'm quite blessed to be in a comfortable position where I don't need to work, where I just work occasionally, and I can travel a lot, and I love travelling. I love getting to go to new places, exploring. It's just fantastic. It doesn't get old. It gets alright. I go to the same spots quite a lot because I'm comfortable with them. I rarely go on campsites. Now we got into the season and we're getting the nice weather. I didn't even have the diesel heater on last night. It was warm, and that was up on Horseshoe. So I won't be using that much now, the diesel heater, until winter comes. So you haven't got the cost of that as well, because that can add up. That was when it was cold. I was putting 12 quid to fill a 5 litre or a 10 litre. £12. That was lasting 3 nights with a diesel heater on. So that can add up a little bit as well. So yeah, there's your costs. I'm saving a fortune now. I'm not paying that rent. Like I said, if you don't drive around too much and you stay on one place, you could get away with like £100 in fuel a month. So again, if you're going to do it, just do it. Get your van, ease yourself into it. Do 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights, 5 nights, and then in the end, it'll just click. Something will click, and you think, hang on a minute. What am I doing? And as well as that, if you don't like cleaning, you've only got a small space to clean. And if there's 2 of you in the van, if you're doing it as a couple, or just as mates, as well, you could do that's doable. Or there's loads of people doing van life with children now as well. That's doable. It's all doable. And obviously then you split your income. You're splitting the income. So if you've both got income coming in, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? And if you like a drink, you've got a pub on wheels. And you can park it pretty much where you want. Well, saying that, and it's getting bad now, even here. It's they put all the signs up now, cars and light vans only. It's big no overnight parking at Penzance here. And it's the same, they put double yellows now at the little spot in Abergele, where we used to go, where We used to meet where I first met a couple of the van lifers. Shout out to Manchester our kid, Manchester van life, Brian. I hope he's doing all right. He lost his missus just before Christmas, and he's having a bit of a tough time of it. I'm gonna go and come and see you soon, mate. I will do. Got that battery's tanning today. So I think I'll call it here, guys. I've waffled on for ages. I hope you just got something from that, some insights. It's doable no matter what your circumstance. If you're disabled, or you can do it, or if you're working, you can do it. Even if you're on a long-term sick, guys, it can be done. It's brilliant for your mental health if you are, and you do suffer like myself. It's something I really strongly recommend if you can get out, guys. Even if you can't do it in a van, get yourself one of them tent boxes and get out. Try and get out this season. It's brilliant. I'm going to be getting out on my bike, different locations. I'll be going on walks if my legs are all right. Getting out, getting some good content for you, hopefully, this season. Rather than just sat in my van. I can't wait to open the door and it's warm enough just to chill. Because when your door's open, you're sat by your door or on your seat outside, and you set up on like Shell Island, wind breaks out and that. You get to meet people, you say hello to people going past and get conversation and stuff. It's great, it really is. Really looking forward to Shell. I hope I can meet one or 2 years are coming. I know one's confirmed, so yep, sound bud. I'll see you on there that first week after the weekend that's fully booked. And yeah, I'll try and get this video up. Yeah, hopefully after this video I'll have the Starlink at the end of the week for the Sunday's video. So I'm going to try and get one at the moment. I'm going to do 2 a week. That's what I've been doing. So one roughly could come out anytime Monday to Friday. Probably get this one up tonight if I get a good location. But if not, it'll be tomorrow, Wednesday night for you. And then there'll be another one coming out possibly Saturday or Sunday. So 2 a week I'm doing. Just general van life. Do a bit of cooking. Locations. If I spot anything, I always get out. Like waterfalls and nice beaches. I always get out and have a walk around there. So thanks for sticking with me with this one. I know it's been a long one, but I wanted to try and get cram as much in to this 30-minute video as I could. It's probably 40 minutes. I know, I'm sorry. I know it's just been me waffling, but it is what it is. I'm Phil, I'm a genuine guy. I'm honest and open. Always have been. I think it's the best way to be. Just honest and genuine. I can't lie for me. I couldn't lie if I tried. I just get found out straight away. I'm one of them, like when there's a quiz on with all the answers, I'll just shout it out like I've got Tourette's or something. I just can't, that's just something with my old age and that as well. Any shout outs need to do? I can't remember if I did a shout out to, I did shout out to Chris. Shout out to Chris again. God, I've got to know now 5 Chris's. And they've all got different second names, and I do not know which one he is. So shout out to all the Chris's on my Facebook. And my brother's called Chris as well. Shout out to everybody else, and I hope you have a great week. And I hope you can get out, guys, and start. We're getting the weather now. You don't even need the heating on at night. If you got the van, no excuses. Get it loaded up and get out this weekend. Go on. I bet it's nice weather as well. And you can all thank me after the weekend and say, oh, Phil said it's going to be nice. It'll be nice, because I say. I can't predict the weather. I could predict the charts, but not the weather. Oh, on that note as well, yeah, last little tip if you're thinking about getting into trading. Just get some quality books. Spend a lot of time researching it before you do it, and then don't commit too much. You never put all your money in at once. Use like 1% you're supposed to, or 2% of what your capital is, whatever your salary or your capital is, and grab some Bitcoin and grab some S&P in October to December. So what I tend to do is dollar cost average, so they call it dollar cost average in DCA. So October I might because I've got quite a bit to invest. So let's say I'll just say on average put $1,000 in $1,000 into the stocks and shares in October and Bitcoin, and then I'll put another one in November and then another one in December. So I'll do 3 lots of over 3 months. Don't matter what the price is, I'll just throw it in. And then I'm looking to take a return in 2 to 3 years. That's realistic. So, I mean, you can leave it. Just sit and leave it and just add to that S&P 500. It's never going anywhere. It's a brilliant place to put your retirement money. Because what are you getting in the banks? your money's deflationary in the banks. So what's worth £1,000 today will be worth, because the price of living and everything going up, about 800 quid next year, and that just diminishes year on year. This is why I don't understand my dad. I said, look, you see how much money I've made? I said, why don't you invest some into the thing? I'll show you where to put it. Oh no, I don't like risk. I don't like taking risk. What if it goes to zero? I get it, but you don't risk all your money. You risk a little percentage of your money. So you might have some in ISAs, some in your banks, and then you'll 10% in stocks and shares. And it is the future, guys. But my kids are in it. All my kids are in stocks and shares. That's the only way to get out of that cycle of being in poverty. All your life you're working, you got nothing, you never have savings, you're just paying bills. Just literally paying bills. That's not living, is it? That is slavery. I'm a big campaigner for the 4-day a week, guys. I think that is round the corner. It's got to come. 3-day a week even. 4-day a week should be standard for people. I mean, so I know some people enjoy working, but, I never could enjoy a job where it's just the same thing every day in, day out. I couldn't do it. Really couldn't. It drive me crazy. I'm more creative. I like to do things on the fly, and when creativity hits, which, just talking about quickly before I end this video, I'm still practicing on my decks. I've not quite got there enough yet to do a little mix for you, but I've had a quick practice, and I might have a go stay actually. But when I'm good enough, that's really brilliant. I'm not some superstar DJ, but once I can do it okay, then I'll come on. I'll do it, especially in the summer. It'd be ace, summer night, Sunday, Saturday night, for an hour. Not too late, about 7-8 o'clock. I'll come on, do a live set, and I'll do it live, so it'll be a live stream. It'll be me DJing plus talking, and I might even get somebody to ring in as well. I remember like James Stanich years ago on Key 103. I might do something like that. Do a little talking where you can have a chat to Phil. We'll put some music on, and you can come on live on the camera as well. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? I only just thought of that. That's how creative I am. But as well as just playing music, have a bit of a talk thing, like a bit of a what's the name, or just chat even, just a little live thing, so I can interact with you, live whilst I'm on Shell Island or wherever else. And it might not be on the decks, just coming on live. I know some of the other YouTubers do it as well, so I did say I'll start doing it when I got to 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, I will start doing that when we get into the season and everything. Yeah, cool. So anyway, guys, I know it's been a long one, so thanks for putting up with me, and thanks for all your continued support. It means so much, just to get a couple of followers, subscribers each week is brilliant. I'll lose a couple as well, because some people get a bit bored of me, which is fine. There's a van life YouTuber for everybody. And me, I've got my own personality. I'm not gonna change myself now, am I? So anyway, I'm waffling. So thanks for watching. I'm Phil's Van Life Tours. Catch me in the next one, see what I get up to. Have a good one, guys. See you later.